Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I am going to play with the November E-Club kit, and this is going to be something different than what I've done. I halfway put together a prototype just to see, kind of get an idea, and it's going to be like this. We're going to make a journal, and I don't want to cut these pages, so I'm going to do my spine like this, and then at the end these will be the inside pages, and then at the end I will attach my cover and my back to it, and I'll kind of hold it all together with some fabric on the back side there. So basically this is what we're going to do, I hope. I know that this will definitely be more than one video, but this was the November E-Club kit, and it was just so beautiful, and I just really don't want to cut the pages. Now this will not take all of the pages, so what I want to do is kind of go through and pick out my cover and my back, and then my inside pages. I think I'm liking this one for my cover, maybe. And let me just see. Oh, I don't know. I like this one too. So that's going to be the problem for me, is picking out which ones. And so I think I'm going to do this and this as my front and back cover. And I don't want a lot of pages on the inside, I don't think. So we'll just see. We'll put maybe, let's see how many these are. Let's start off with the 4, because we can always come back and add, and I can show you how to do that. Now I am going to be using the cover of this for the backing for my pages here, so don't do anything with that. Now, do I want my spine to be the red or the green? Let's go with green. Okay, so the first thing you need to do, I know that the height of my book is going to be the 8 inches, because these pages are 6 inches by 8 inches. So I know that this way is 8 inches. So I want my paper cut at 8 inches. So I need to just trim this green down to 8 inches. So I'm just putting it in my trimmer. I'm going to trim it at 8. And right now I'm not cutting any off of this in the length, because, and I will show you. Now the next thing we need to do is get out our scoreboard. And let me see. I want my better scoreboard, but oh, hang on one second. Let me grab it. I don't know that it's any better. This is just the one that I always use, so I don't know. I think I'm just a little more comfortable with this one. Okay. Now we got that. Now, what I'm going to do, and I'm turning it this way just so that I can see it better and you guys can see. I am going to score every 1/2 inch on the long side here. And this is where it gets important. You want to make sure that you get your scoring correctly. And if you don't want to score, you can actually fold it. But you would just have to be very careful in doing so. So every 1/2 inch I am scoring. And this is going to be the base for our spine. And I'm just scoring a bunch right now because, like I said, I'm not sure exactly how big I want my book. And just be careful to keep everything even. And I just skipped right here. And I'll probably score maybe to the 6. That is plenty big enough. So now I will, just looking at it, because it's going to be every other one. Let's fold it and then we'll decide if we want to cut. So now I'm just going to fold it accordion style on those score lines. And this is where you have to be careful, and it looks like I kind of got off a little bit. And if I did, we should be able to fix it as I'm folding. And you don't have to score. You can just do an accordion fold. I just do the scoring because it keeps me a little bit straighter, which now that I'm looking at it, I'm like, oh, I don't know, maybe it didn't. Okay. So this is how it's going to be. And I think, let me see, there'll be one there, skip one there, skip one there. I think we will go ahead and trim it, because if I need to, I can always add to it if I need to. So I'm just going to trim it off right there on that score line. Or as close to that score line as I can. Okay. Now, let's see. Okay, so this is our spine. So now what I want to do, and I'm not going to mess with the covers first. I'm just going to figure out how I want my papers, what order I want them in. That looks fine. And I'm just going to get some Fabri-Tac. And I'm using the Fabri-Tac because it dries so quick. And so I'm going to go right here, and I am going to glue on both sides of that first valley. And I'm getting down in the valley of it as well. Okay. And now I'm just going to take my first paper, and I'm just going to line it up in that valley, making sure I got the top and the bottom lined up, and then I'm just going to squeeze it. Okay. Just like that. And so we have our first page in our journal. Just that easy. I am going to hold that there a little bit longer because it's acting like it don't want to. Seal. Okay. I might need to go in and put a little bit more Fabri-Tac because I didn't get quite enough, I don't think. And I mean, I guess I could go in and sew this if I wanted to, but I don't think I'm going to attempt that. Okay. So now, for the next page, I'm going to skip this valley, and then I'm going to go to this one here. And so I'm going to do the same thing. So remember, I'm skipping a valley, and then I'm going to do this one. And so I'm going to fill it up, or not, not like fill it up, but I'm going to get Fabri-Tac all over it. Because I want it to hold really good. Okay. And then I'm going to get my second page. And I am going to do the exact same thing. I'm just going to line it up. Make sure you have everything facing the proper direction. I'm lining it up, making sure it's down in the valley good, and that it's where I want it to be at the top and the bottom, and then I'm squeezing. Okay, so see, now we have 2 pages to our journal. So now I'm going to skip this one, and then I'm going to go right here to this next one. And I'm going to do the exact same thing. Now we could have individually made hinges, and we may do another one where we do individual hinges. We'll see. We shall see. If I can get the needle back in the glue, because, okay. Now I'm going to get my next sheet, and I'm going to do the same thing, just wanting to line up top and bottom, make sure it's down in that valley good. And when I get it lined up, then I'm going to squeeze it all together. And again, while that glue is wet is when you want to make any adjustments that you need to make. Excuse me. I'm so sorry. Okay. Now that I'm looking at it, I'm thinking I should have left a hinge on the other side for my cover, but you know, the thing is, we can add a hinge. That is the one good thing about doing it this way. So I think I do want to add a hinge. And so to add the hinge, what I'm going to do is I am going to cut a 1-inch strip, and then I will score it at 1/2 inch, or fold it in half basically. And so this is how you would also, if you want to, you know, when you get your book, if you see that you want to add extra pages, this is the same way that you would add extra pages. So maybe I'll screen. I'm just scoring at 1/2 inch, basically just scoring it at the halfway point. And you can also use score tape for this. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I am just going to add this right here to this spot, and so now I'll have a hinge for my cover. So I'm wanting to make sure that I get some good glue coverage on this. And you can do these in any size. It doesn't have to be 6 by 8. If you have scrap paper laying around that you want to use up, and it's not big enough to like fold to put in a journal, you can absolutely do this hinge style journal, and that way it uses up your scraps. It gives you a cute little journal. Okay, so there we go. So now you can see we have our pages. There's our pages. We have a hinge for our front cover, and we have a hinge for our back cover. Okay, so what I'm going to do right this minute, I'm just going to put these clips on it to kind of help hold everything while it dries, and we work on the cover. I think I have another one yet. Okay, so I'm just going to set that out of the way for right now. So now let's get our cover. And I think I wanted this one for my cover. Yeah. So what I'm going to do, because I want my cover to be stronger than, you know, just the weight of the cardstock, I am going to, I think I'm going to glue this down a little bit, and then I'm going to stitch around it. So I'm not going to glue all the way to the edges, because I am going to stitch it before I put it in. So I'm just going to put some glue down to kind of hold it a little bit. And so again, make sure everything's lined up, because we're using every bit of this. So you want to make sure it's good and straight and lined up. Now, the other thing I think I want to do is I think I want to use a piece of this, and I almost feel like I'm wasteful, but I do want to use a piece of this to go on the inside of that cover. And I want to go ahead and do that before I sew. So I'm just going to glue kind of in the middle, just enough to really hold it while I am sewing. And so again, just make sure that everything's good and lined up there. Okay, so that's our front cover. So now let's work on the back cover, and we're going to steal this for our back cover. And this way I don't have to worry about cutting. It's already the right size. I love that. Just take this off. Okay. Now I need to figure out what I want my back cover to be. And I think I may do this one as the back cover, and then I may do that as the inside back cover. I don't know. Let's go ahead and just glue this one down. And so you see that's where the little page hanging part of that was. It doesn't matter though, because we're going to have cardstock on both sides of it. And y'all please excuse my messy desk. It's got watercolor all over the pad, and I need to change the pad out. I was painting Christmas cards yesterday after the horse show, and I just didn't clean it up. Okay, so there we go. There's that. So we need to see, do I want to, actually, I think I want that for my inside cover. So let's do that. And again, I am not gluing very good because I am going to sew. If you are not going to sew, make sure that you get your glue all the way to the edges, because you do not want your covers coming apart. Okay, so as you can see, this is what our journal is going to look like, and then we will keep it all together kind of to where it's not so big and bulky with some fabric. So I am going to pause you guys. I am going to sew around my covers, and then I will come back and we will finish building the journal. Be right back, guys. Okay guys, I am back. So I just sewed around the front cover and the back cover. Now I need to attach that. And I can attach it in a couple of different ways. I can attach it like this, where I'm gluing it down, or I can attach it like this. But I love this cover, so I am going to attach them just like this. So let's get the Fabri-Tac. Now, I'm almost tempted to use my hot glue gun, but I think we're going to attempt to do it like this. And hopefully, because we are going to reinforce it, so. So what we'll do, what we'll finish up in today's video is we will finish attaching our covers and getting the spine ready. And then tomorrow we will come back and we will start embellishing. So when you put this down, just make sure that everything lines up, you know, because until that Fabri-Tac is completely dry, it will shift some, and you don't want it to shift on you. So you can just, you know, tap it down, you know, whatever you need to do just to make sure that everything's good and lined up, and it's looking like it is. And so again, we want to make sure that we have our orientation the right way when we put our back on, and I do. So I'm going to do the same thing here. I just want to get a good cut, and you can use score tape on this too, and I probably should have used score tape. I think it would have been a little easier doing this with score tape, but to be quite honest, I wasn't even sure exactly what I was going to do, so that's why I didn't have my score tape or anything like that. Okay, so again, I'm just wanting to make sure I've got everything lined up properly. You know, make sure it's all the way down. Because remember, this, it will fold on you. It will do crazy stuff while it's still damp. And I don't want it to do that. Okay. So I could leave it like this to where, you know, it could open up quite a bit. But I don't think I want to do that. I am just going to grab, let me see, I have some red material over there, but I think, I might better grab the red material unless I have something here. Okay, I'm going to have to put you guys on pause again, and let me grab that little bit of red that I have. Okay, I changed my mind about the red material. I have got this pretty ribbon from Terry at Terry's Paper Treasures that I don't know if I want to use this to go on the spine. Let's see if I can find the end. I think it's like 5 yards. Because all I'm wanting to do is just kind of clip it down to where it's not going to be able to open as wide. I don't know if I want to use that, or I may just use a piece of this single fold. This is that, what is it, bias tape. And so, you know what I could do? Y'all, I'm thinking, I'm trying to figuring this out on the fly. The way this is folded, I bet you this would work. I'm sorry guys, y'all are just gonna have to deal with me trying to figure this out, because You got me thinking. So if I put the seam there, yes, I think that's what I'm going to do. Okay, let me cut a piece. I'm going to cut it a little bit longer than what I need it. All right, I am going to cover that up a little bit, but it'll be okay. So I am going to put some glue down right down on that edge. Okay. Hopefully this works, guys, because I don't have a clue. It was just like spur of the moment when I was looking at it. So I am going to put this bias tape down. And I'm going to line that first fold up right there on the edge. Just like that. Okay, we're going to see how this works. And then I'm going to come over to this side. And I am going to put the glue down. I need to put more glue in there. Okay, and I'm going to do the same thing. I want it to be right there. I'm going to lift it up to where it will be right there in that fold. And I don't have a lot of time to work it, so there we go. And just lifting it up to make sure it's right. I want that fold right there on that corner. Just like that. Haha. And see, now my book can't open any wider than that. Perfect. And I'm just going to trim this off. Make sure everything is the way I want it, and I think it is. Okay, well guys, we are going to stop for today, but we've got the journal put together and I'm actually loving it. I had no idea exactly how it was going to come together when I first started doing it, but I love it. So we have like this, you know, it's not really, it's like a floating spine almost. Yeah, I love it. Okay, stick around guys. Tomorrow's video, we will start decorating. Bye guys.